Hey everyone. I am so excited to be here with Teresa.
Hi.
Yes. So Teresa's a client of mine. We've been working together for it's almost been like 4 months now, I think. So
Yep.
yeah. And she has been doing amazing things in her business and has come so far since we started. And so I want her to share a little bit about her experience. And before we get started, I'm going to quick share this over to my Facebook group. Oh, actually, it might be sharing in there. Hold on. Check it out just to make sure. Oh, yep, we're good.
Okay.
So fancy. I shared it ahead of time, so it worked. Okay, awesome. So, Teresa, what I would love to start with is just you telling us a little bit about you and your business. And you can keep it brief, but just to give people a little bit of a background.
Okay. What I do is the name of my business is Teresa Standish Nutrition and Lifestyle Coaching. And what it is that I do is I help people navigate that tough world of which nutritional program works for them. And we also look at some of their lifestyle issues. Like a lot of people nowadays are going through a lot of stress. So we look at ways of dealing with stress. And basically, I'm an encourager. I guide people in choices to make for eating healthy and getting back on track. And so it's a teeny bit nutrition, but it's a whole lot of life coaching I've found. So that's
Yeah,
pretty much what I do.
which is awesome. And I think so many people find, like, a lot of people I work with are health coaches, and you find that so much of what you do is not necessarily based on health
Right.
because where people really need support is on the mental side of things or on the mindset side of things.
Absolutely. But it does, for most people, I've noticed it does start with nutrition because most of the clients that I've worked with, they feel like their life is falling apart, but also with that, their nutrition isn't where it needs to be either. So, starting with that nutrition aspect, just eating right, they start feeling good, they start feeling empowered, then they're ready to make those tough changes because really nutrition is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. So, we can start there and then going more into the mindset work and the habit change, they're more able to do that if they're putting clean food into their bodies.
Yes, absolutely. Super powerful. Hey, Lorena. Yeah, if anyone hops on, say hello. Um, so, why don't you tell us a bit about before we started working together? Where were you at with your business? What was going on for you? Give us a little of a rundown.
Okay. Before I started working with you, there was no business. There, there was a business in my mind. I was thinking about it for probably 2.5 years, honestly. Um, I would do a lot of research. I do a lot of studying other people's business and just being really stuck with starting my own. I would kind of do a few things and then I would give up because it'd be too hard. I wasn't doing, like I said, I wasn't doing anything. I was just doing a lot of thinking about it. And I was really frustrated and I was pretty much going to give up. I was just going to bag the whole thing and I figured I'm not cut out to do this. Everybody else is better than me. And I was just going to throw in the towel, honestly, before I met you.
I remember that. You were like, I don't know if I can do this, and frustrated with like where you were. And like you said, you wanted to do it for a long time. And that's what I hear from a lot of people, right? Is like we feel called to do this for a long time, but we kind of keep throwing it on the back burner because we have all these doubts about whether we can make it happen and don't even know where to get started because there's a lot, a lot to put in place, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so was there anything in particular that you felt like was really keeping you stuck kind of in the beginning? And had you tried, I'm trying to remember, had you tried any other things that to get started that didn't really work for you, or?
Yeah, I did. I actually I worked with a couple coaches. One was just a regular life coach, and he did not really understand what it was that I needed. And so that didn't work. And then I did work with another coach, and she was just very, okay, you need to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And she also didn't understand the aspect of health coaching. She was just like a business coach. And I just didn't resonate with her. And so I was super frustrated because I'd already worked with two professionals and I still wasn't doing what I needed to do. And where I was stuck is I just felt like this strong need to help people and that I was supposed to do this. But I felt like, you know, when you have those dreams and you're trying to run from something, you're trying to get moving, but you're just stuck. And I felt so stuck in the way that I've got this message, I've got this thing I want to do, but nobody out there gets it. It's different with health coaches because there's so many health coaches and we feel like we're going to just get lost, but there's not many coaches that actually coach health coaches. And so I felt like nobody really understands what it is I'm doing. They don't understand the dynamic. But then when I found you and you specifically help health coaches, I'm like, oh my goodness, I've got to give this lady a try. And that's when, you know, I saw hope with you, honestly. So that's where I was stuck, was just not, nobody understood where I was at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's definitely like setting up a coaching business is different than setting up any other business for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it makes a huge difference.
Yes.
Hey, Teresa, Nicola. Got a few people joining in.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah. So we know where you're at, like when you're getting started, like how have things changed for you through the work that we've been doing?
Oh, wow. So first of all, when I first started working with you, one of the things that I love so much about you is you let me go at my own pace. To take is my business as far as I wanted to go at the pace that I wanted to take it. So I love that part of it. I didn't feel like I was pressured or rushed into something that I wasn't quite ready to do, because I am someone who needs to do baby steps at a time. And then the more comfortable I get, then I do more and I do more and I do more. So what's changed for me since starting to work with you is everything's changed. I actually have clients now. I am not afraid to get on a call with them to see if working with them is right for me. I believe now that I really can help people because I have been helping people. And the more action that I take, the more confidence that I have. And I haven't even been doing dramatic action steps. I've been doing little steps,
Yeah.
and just really little. I haven't even done half the modules that I need to do, and it's still already working. And I think the biggest thing is that, you know, I have support from you. I have support from the group, the I just can't say enough about the group of women that I have for support, being able to work with you, having that Facebook group. They're so supportive. They're so like, you know, you go girl. There's like no jealousy if you have clients, and it's just is awesome. So the support, I think, is the number one thing that really helped me, and also the knowledge that you've given, but the accountability. And just, you know, when you're working with a coach and you hire them and put the money out, you feel like, okay, I got to do this now. And it's just making me take action, and action is creating results. And it's so exciting. Sometimes I have to pinch myself because I'm like, I actually have clients now. I'm not just dreaming about it. I actually have people speaking me out. It's like crazy. I love it.
It's awesome. Yeah. And I mean, for you, like a big thing, like I know that you kind of had resistance around was like really getting visible and putting your message out there, right?
Yeah, very much.
And you've done awesome at that as far as, because for a lot of us, like that can be really hard, like getting vulnerable, talking about that, like what are our friends and family going to think, all of that. And you have really like taken some huge steps in that. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that at all?
Yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, I was absolutely terrified to be on video. Um, so much care about like, oh my gosh, do I look good? Is my head too big for my body, which I've always felt like it was.
Oh my
Just dumb stuff, right? I was really, really worried about what other health coaches would think if I got live. Like, she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. That one was really nerve-wracking. And like you said, what family would think of me. And like even doing my first video, which was not live, it took me, oh my goodness, probably 15 times to do it. And then of course I was, you know, being critical of how it looked and blah, blah, blah. But finally it was just like, you know what, Kristin says it gets easier. And by you sharing how hard it was for you the first time really helped me. Because I'm like, well, she's so good at it now. If it was hard for her, if she can do it, I can do it. So I just started doing it. I just got live on there and just started doing videos. And then it's just funny how when you just start doing the thing that you're terrified of, when you realize I didn't die and I didn't even suck that bad, the next one is a little bit easier. And the next one's a little bit easier. And it's still nerve-wracking, but it's also exciting. Um, I still feel nervous, but it's not like it was. Just doing the thing makes it easier to keep doing the thing. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I think you're seeing like the power of your message and that people really need to hear it and that you have something very valuable to say, which is true. Absolutely true. And
yeah. Thank you. And I also feel like, one of the things too that always held me back is I felt like before I really got started, but like it's already all been said. There's so many people doing wonderful podcasts out there that talk about the same thing that I want to talk about. And why would anybody want to hear from Teresa Standish, who lives in Salem, Oregon, a woman who's 54 years old? What have I got to say? And that is such a lie, because nobody can say it like I can say it. Nobody has walked it like I have walked it. And nobody has walked it like, whoever's watching this and you think the same thing. Well, it's already all been said, but it hasn't been said by you. So we all have a purpose and a voice, and the world really needs to hear it. And I really believe that.
Yeah. You're going to make me cry. I'm like getting teary-eyed. But that was so good. And it's so true. And it's absolutely what people need to hear, because it is totally different coming from you than it is coming from anyone else. And like you said, like people need to hear it from you. Like, and it's different than coming from anyone else. It's going to be said different. It's coming from different experience. So that's so, so true.
You're so sweet. You are getting a little teary.
I am. I was like, oh, this is like exactly what people need to hear. I love it. And it's so true. So for you, like anything else, like has anything changed personally? Like I know a lot has changed through the business. Have you seen any of it kind of like ripple out into other areas of your life? The work that we've done and what you've done through starting your business.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah. For one, I have a lot more confidence than I've ever had in myself. And I know that what I have to say is important. I'm relying to get my self-worth a lot less on my husband. I've been married since I was 17 years old. So I've been married a long time. And a lot of my self-worth came from my husband. And when we seek our self-worth from someone else, God forbid they have a bad day, because if they can't give you your value, then you feel like you don't have it. So I'm feeling like I'm doing this on my own. It doesn't really have anything to do with my husband. I love him, but this is Teresa's thing. And so I'm having confidence in that. I don't care so much about what people think anymore. And that is so freeing. I was talking with Kristin before about some very personal things that I want to share that 2 months ago, I would have never thought about sharing on Facebook or Instagram. So I'm beginning to just step into more of who God made Teresa to be, and being ran less of what other people think of me or what they think I should be doing. I feel more energetic. I feel more alive. I just feel excited to get up every day instead of like, oh God, here's another day that I'm not going to be saying what I said I was going to do. Another day of not living my dream. It's exciting to get up. I'm more uncomfortable than I used to be because I'm doing new things.
Yeah.
But I'm getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. I'm making friends with that kind of that fearful feeling. It's just like, okay, fear, you're here, and I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. So just learning to live with that and not be ran by it.
I love all of that you said so much. Like the thing of, I think like stepping into our purpose and doing what we're really meant to be doing. And like you said, a lot of times, I think for a lot of us, like we feel like we need to get some sort of validation from other people, or we get our self-worth from other people, whether it is like our partner or spouse or, people in our family or through things at work or whatever it is. And here, like it's you finding it within yourself and what you're meant to be doing. And I think that's like super powerful. And also what you said about just making friends with fear and being uncomfortable, because I think that when you can live life in that place, like that's what like growth is all about, right? And like truly the sky is the limit as far as what you can do when you no longer let fear stop you.
That's right. I agree completely.
Yeah. So exciting.
It is exciting.
So from all you've done and what we've gone through, like, and if you were talking to other people and they're like in your shoes where they're feeling stuck, in your shoes where you had been before we started working together, and they're feeling stuck and kind of doubting themselves and like, oh my gosh, can I really make this happen? Would you recommend working with a business coach? And would you recommend working with me specifically?
Absolutely, 100,000%. So some of my reservations of, starting with you was like, I've already put so much money into this health coaching business. And I think if you remember, I told you on our first call, I just can't put out any more money because I've already put money out and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that is different with you, Kristin, is on our first call, I felt like you and I were friends. And I remember saying that. I'm like, where's she been all my life? Because she feels like my friend. And so that was the first thing. But with you, you have delivered everything that you said you were going to, and then some. And so I would say to people, if they're on the fence about whether to hire a coach and to work with you specifically, is I have only worked with Kristin since like the end of April, and I have already made from clients earned over half of what I've spent back already. So then that payoff, I will already surpass what I put out, what I paid Kristin for. But when you hire a coach and you've got accountability, it makes you do stuff that you can't do on your own. Because if you could do it on your own, wouldn't you have already done that? So having the coach gives you accountability, and also the support that Kristin offers, because I know that Kristin, that you love us all in this group. It comes through in the way that you talk, in the way that you look at us, in the way that you show up. I mean, every question that I need answered, you are there. You are an amazing person, and I'm so glad that I met you. And I know that if I would not have found you on YouTube, I know 100% I would not be where I am right now. I'd still be thinking about doing my business. Actually, I wouldn't be thinking about it anymore. I would have just shut it down completely. And since working with you, I'm pursuing my dreams. So
Oh,
it's true. It's absolutely true, you guys. She didn't pay me to say this. It's from the bottom of my
scripted this
heart.
all for her to say. No. Teresa, thank you so much. Like, I'm seriously gonna cry. Like, I'm crying over here because that makes me so happy. And that's all I want for you and for all you guys, because I just see so much potential in all of you guys as far as you know, doing the work that you're meant to be doing, like making a big difference, being a leader, because you are absolutely meant to be a leader. And it's just, you've blown me away with everything that you've done and kind of the obstacles that have come up that you have not let stop you. And yeah, it's been very inspiring. And I know everyone is going to be super inspired by all that you shared. And let me just see what people are saying. Teresa is saying yes. And Eliza was popping on too. Can you see the comments?
Do I just kind of try to click on it? Can I do that?
You can scroll them too.
Oh,
but otherwise,
okay.
Yeah. So you guys, if you have any questions for Teresa or I, let us know. And otherwise, I think we can wrap up before I start crying. So I'll go
I didn't mean to make you cry.
No, it's good. It was so nice. So thank you so much.
True. Oh, absolutely true.
Yeah. And so as you can see from this, like both I and Teresa have had like a lot of doubts and fears and, you know, with starting our business and just getting visible and putting ourselves out there. And I mean, I hear this from people all the time, but it doesn't have to stop you as long as you're like, I'm going to make this happen and you get the support you need. Like, I think that's really important. It was for me too, that you can absolutely, you know, go after your business and make it happen and start getting the paying clients that you want. So
absolutely. Do it afraid.
Do it afraid. Yeah. Like fear, I mean, it's part of life, and either we let it stop us from living the life we really want to be living, or like you said, we make friends with it and we're just like, I'm okay with feeling this fear and it's not going to stop me. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I agree.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Teresa, for all of that. I know it's going to be super helpful to people. So
well, thank you for asking me to do this. It was an honor.
Yeah, definitely. So if anyone catches the replay and you have questions for us, let us know. If you are interested, if you've been feeling stuck in your business and you want to move forward and start getting some awesome results, getting clients, you know, breaking through those fears, not letting them stop you, please send me a message and let me know, because I would be more than happy to let you know how we could work together. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap up. Teresa, once again, thanks again. And everyone have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.